Well, hey there, YouTube. So today we are going to check everything on the old camper here to get it ready for the trip. Now, I used to have one of those extending hoses and everything, and this is what I'd put it in. It was great for storage wise, but anything else wise, it's just stank. It wasn't good for that. You had zero water pressure. I'll try to get y'all set up so I can see. Now, I greased these bearings in this thing right at the beginning of summer, right at the end of summer. I think it was right at the beginning of summer, right before I decided, hey, why don't I start a YouTube channel? Well, I already decided to start it, but I decided I wanted to try to, make a big channel, which, hey, I can always dream big, right? Now, the camper says to run these at 80 psi, but these say, make sure I'm right, I think they say around 100, and that's what I have in them. I think that's what they have in them. But I'm going to go ahead and drop them down to 90. I just think it'd be better to run them at 90. My big thing right now, I'm just kind of checking them over, because the last thing I want to do is get this thing way out there and have a blowout. Because not only do blowouts stink, they're not good, they also, when they blow out, they tear up everything. I don't see any dry rot, and I mean, they look pretty new. They were on the camper when I bought it. By the way, while I'm in here and I'm looking at all my suspension parts. Do they look okay? Is everything good? Now, mine doesn't have wet bolts. I wish it did, but it does not. I'm thinking about trying to convert them over to wet bolts. I just think it'd be better. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, everything looks good. All right. Oh, these say to run 110 psi max, and I think I have them at 100. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them at 100. Let's see what I got in them. This one's got 100. Maybe I'll just leave them at 100. Got some other little underlying issues that are taking place here with the fender, and I'll show y'all here in a second. Ooh, that's actually a bad one. Yeah, I wonder why you're all flopping around. We'll fix that too. Dang, wish I'd have known that earlier. That's why. I'm not putting self-tap screw back in it. We're going to put real screws. They look like they're in good shape. This one's at 95. So, what that means is I'm going to put y'all on pause, and I'm going to go get my air compressor, and I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to air this one up to where it needs to be. But before I go, let's go ahead and talk about what I was saying right here. See how it's missing a bolt right there? That's how floppy it is. See if I can get you all around the other side, and you'll be able to see. Come on. That's why that bracket's loose. So we'll get a bolt and we'll take care of that right away too. That'll stiffen that all back up. Just my personal opinion, whenever you're doing this stuff, if you have a bolt or a screw missing, replace it. Why risk tearing anything else up? In fact, yeah, they're all in here besides that one, and it's the one that's flopping the most, so we'll take care of that right away too. Bring it right back and we'll get the compressor. So the fun of having a new mic is remembering to plug the mic in and charge it. So it went dead, so the rest of this right here doesn't have any sound. This is just me talking about how I put a bolt in there with double nuts and blue Loctite, and just make sure that you support it. In this spot, same thing. The rest of the video has been me talking. I'm talking about checking the lights and how I could back my pickup up to it and check it, or I can do it with a little thing. There it is, my little friend. And that's how we're going to do it. And this right here is talking about how I plug it in from one side. Because as long as you have your battery or your trailer plugged in to shore power, it'll run the lights. It'll run it off of the auxiliary. It'll backfeed off of it, and you can turn on everything. So here I'm basically saying, plug it in one, plug it in the other, and then we can check lights are all working. I'm talking about nonsense, and I don't know how cool I am. Okay, maybe I didn't really say all that part, but I am walking down there showing everybody the lights are working. I wish I would have checked my mic, but this is what you get for not paying attention, right? Lights working, lights are working. Lights are still working. Fixing to stop it. They say, okay, now we're going to switch over to the next one. And that's basically what I do here. This is showing that I just have it jumped over one. So just using the diagram, and it'll show you what which each one do. Now make sure you guys don't hit the ground, because you'll blow the ground. Or not the ground, you'll blow the fuse on it. Don't want to do that, but see, lit up pretty good. So now I'm going to go back up to the front and do the same thing again, jumping over the other side, so it'll be on. Same thing here, said that jumped it over the other side, so we'll come back and look, and walking all the way to the back, and I'll show you that the light is on, so that's the way. So instead of hooking up your vehicle, you just do it that way right there, and boy, it just makes life a lot easier than hooking your truck up. So here, this part I'm talking about, we've checked the suspension, we checked all the tire pressures, made sure the tires were in good condition, and they were, so we're all done with it, and we're ready to go. So there's all the videos done, or all the lights checked. And in this one, I'm just talking about how make sure that when your trailer's not in use, to put your light plug up somewhere. Don't let it just drag down on the ground or anything like that. Try to keep it out of the weather the best you can. At this point, I'm talking about the little wire piece right there, and how that's just a
fusible link with connections on the end. They're just regular, bought from Walmart. Actually probably bought them on Evil Bay, but and just crimped on there. And the original for me, or the originality of me buying that or building that, was because I was out at the lake, and I can't remember who it was, but they're coming out there to meet with us, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll be the only camper that has their lights on. So I was able to jump that across, and the lights were on my camper. They were able to find us. It was turned into working out to be able to check all the lights. Worked really well. That's pretty much it for this videos. I don't know when a next video will be up. Like I said, we're fixing to go on vacation. Might do some work on the truck just to make sure it's up to good, but I don't think I need to record that. Thank y'all.